Well, hello, ladies. Good evening. It's evening here in Australia, and I know there are some of you from around the globe, so whatever time of day it is for you, a big welcome, and I'm just delighted that you're joining me for this free webinar about the Inner Sanctuary membership program, and I'm so looking forward to giving you a taste of what this program for women is all about. So let's dive straight on in. And so some of you know me and some of you don't. So in case you haven't connected with me personally or online, I'm the founder of the business Women with a Calling, and I consider myself to be these days a career and lifestyle consultant. Previously, I have worked overseas with the Foreign Service and United Nations, and also spent a wonderful 4 years of my life at the Barbara Brennan School of Healing in the States. And so, as you can see, I've got a few different hats as a coach, mentor, healer, teacher, and peacekeeper. I've been in a couple of challenging parts of the world in the Middle East and other beautiful places as well. And I'm just seeing a greeting from one of my dear friends in the question box. Hello, Kylie. Thank you. And so also you'll see here another key mentor of mine has been Deepak Chopra. And so I'll have a little bit more to say about him later. And so for the past 12 years, I've been based in Noosa Heads, a beautiful part of the world on the Sunshine Coast of Queensland, and working one-to-one and also doing group work with women. So that's just a little bit of background to fill in the gaps for some of you. So, okay, what is this whole inner sanctuary thing all about? I want to give you an overview of what this can do for you at a personal level, and also what the big picture aspect of it is. So there's like a twofold purpose of why I created this mentoring program. So this picture, which I actually found this on Facebook, and I could not have been more delighted because it sums up so beautifully the magic and the mystery of this mysterious entranceway, or the fact that there is magic and mystery contained within your own very inner core, or the sacred part of you. So this is part of where this whole journey leads. And so Rumi is one of my absolute favorite poets of all time. So and later in the program I'm going to be doing a guided visualization that actually takes us into a magical forest context. So anyway, remember that the entrance door to the sanctuary is inside of you. So where this is leading at a big picture is for us as a group of women to anchor onto the planet at this very auspicious time that we are living on the planet, more divine love. That was a huge part of my motivation for creating this more substantial kind of group energy, rather than just doing a short-term retreat or workshop, and rather than just doing one-to-one work. I just had this very exciting vision that came to me a short while ago, and this is the result of it. And this picture really, for me, sums up very profoundly where I feel we are at at this time on the planet. As we know, there is so much chaos and so much, you know, sadness in so many sectors. And I feel that we have to be very vigilant not to fall into the trap of only seeing the doom and the gloom on the planet, because at the same time as the doom and the gloom, there is an exciting movement in a positive direction. And from studying teachers, mentors, people whose teachings I have a great respect for, I truly join the ranks of those who believe that already the shift has taken place. We're not going to necessarily notice this global shift if we only watch the 6 o'clock news at night and see all the bad stuff. We have a choice here to look for other sources of information and not just the bad news, because as we know, that's the sort of thing that sells newspapers and captures the attention of the masses, perhaps people who are not so discerning about where to put their attention. And this is why already there is a group of women. We are already underway with this program, and it's a beautiful bunch of women who heard the call of this bigger picture vision of anchoring more of divine love on the planet together, and knowing that we can make a difference, and together individually we can make a difference, but together, oh my God, the power that we have to really impact the world in a significant way must not be underestimated. So as we speak, this is how I see the sort of the global heart, let's call it. It's been sort of glued together, if you want to see it as, one side the masculine, one side the feminine, and stitched up. It's in a state of repair. So here's another image of a heart, and I like this photo because it's a different kind of gluing together, and of course I love living by the ocean, and so seashells are a favorite symbol for me. And so again, this collage that is creating a heart has come together through a different combination, and so different symbols for the heart of humanity, let's say. And here now we move more into this concept of, okay, what are we doing energetically in this program? And in fact, last night it was very exciting. We had the very first online group gathering of the women who have gathered for this group already. And so what we were doing is anchoring in firstly the divine masculine energies, and then, and only once there was a strong support in place of the divine masculine, did we then bring in the divine feminine energies. So here we have the two glasses, the two cups, this combination which, when merged together, creates this beautiful cosmic union of divine love. And this is part of the process of what we will be doing individually in this program for you as an individual, and also in the group consciousness and in the greater potent brew of the group energy. And when we blend these two energies together, if you can see my little marker here, the rose, this rosette energy gets created in the core of your being, or as Barbara Brennan used to refer to it, the core star, the divine spark, that inner sanctuary or inner sanctum of you, the truth of who you are, the source energy. There's many different terms we can place upon it. So let's go further to, I want to now give you more detail about how can you benefit personally from this program. So here we have a series of doorways. I find doorways another very powerful image or symbolism for what is behind this mystery of the deeper you. And I love this particular picture, even though it's not a high resolution photo. It contains some straight lines of the masculine and contains some of these lovely fluid twirling, spiraling lines which indicate more of the feminine energy. So it's a beautiful blend, and here we've got some of the gold too and silver indicating this high vibrational, and also the turquoise. This is just coming to me now. Turquoise has another stunning interpretation in terms of a color of high spirituality. Here we've got more of the gold. So again, I want to start to sew the thread, the gold thread of this beautiful inner place, this inner space, this sacred place within you, this sanctuary that is so profound. And this program is designed to bring you deeper in contact with this profound place of you. And the fact that you're even listening to this webinar means that already you have probably done, I would venture to guess, a lot of work, because the women I'm in contact with these days have done so much work on themselves. So I know what you've done. Without knowing the details of each of you personally listening to this, I understand that you have done a lot to get to this point on your journey. So here we start to weave in more of the rose mystery of what lies behind these gateways or doorways. And here we've got more of a rose gateway image here. So I'm going to bring in here more of this rose aspect, because the rose is like the feminine face of God. It's like a feminine energy of God. And even though it is profoundly feminine, it is still made up of this blend of your divine masculine and feminine. What I'm finding out there in the marketplace, and when I say marketplace, I mean in circles which are celebrating this return of the divine feminine, and this awakening or this reunion of this beautiful energy is truly being celebrated at a global level, and it is growing exponentially on a daily basis. But I'm finding that there's a lot of emphasis purely on just the feminine, and it is my belief that without the strong protector role model of the divine masculine, then the feminine can only do so much. And, just to present a thumbnail sketch of, going back into ages past, thousands of years ago, the feminine power of the goddess was very much ruling the roost, let's say. And then, as we know, the more patriarchal or masculine power began to dominate and became full of distortions and destruction, which is what has led to all of the wars on the planet. So again, this is a very short history of the evolution of the cosmos. But here we are now with the pendulum swinging back to the divine feminine. But now here is the opportunity to have it balanced. This is all about balance. So this Inner Sanctuary mentoring program, and the reason why I created a 12-month structure for it, is very much a combination of left brain teachings and right brain teachings, and left and right brain experiences as well. It's very experiential, and it's a blend of both information and experience. And again, I love what Deepak Chopra says, something along the lines of, it's not enough for us to just have a conceptual knowledge of something without the experience. And on the flip side of that coin, it's not enough to just have an experience of something without the intellectual understanding of what it's about. So, okay, let's go a little bit further. Alrighty, here is a beautiful image of this rose flower itself, which gives an idea of the sacred geometry. That's another whole topic again, the sacred geometry of the rose windows in the beautiful cathedrals around the world. But just to give you a flavor of more of these rose images, which are part of the energy work that is woven through this whole program, both in the individual one-to-one sessions and in the group sessions. So here we have an exquisite, actually several exquisite images of roses, and do not underestimate the power of these rose frequencies, not just from the essential oil frequencies of the rose, but different roses have different functions and different powers, let's say, and that actually is not too strong a word to be using here, because there is truly power and potency. It's like this gal has a whole toolkit of surprises up her sleeve that I have been discovering over the past 18 months. And so I look forward to sharing more with you on that. So again, some more lovely images of how the rose has healing powers. Well, let me go into more of what you can expect to receive in the one-to-one sessions. So firstly, session number 1 is all about your own personal roadmap for the year ahead. And, you know, even though the year is already underway, there are many different belief systems according to different cultures about when the new year actually begins. You know, the Chinese New Year is celebrated in February, the Persian or New Year more around the March equinox. That apparently is when the ancient Babylonians also celebrated their New Year. So many different philosophies. I heard someone say the other day that their personal new year actually she considers to start in September. So, you know, lots of different schools of thought. But this particular session, we explore your value system. And unless we know what is in our own value system, then it means that we can be out there on the high seas in our boat, but without really a strong rudder or even without a compass to get us to where we need to be going. So this is actually a very exciting exploration that we go into to really fine-tune what is it that, well, coming back to the boat analogy, what is it that floats your boat in terms of what's important to you? We also weave into this session number 1 the North Node aspects of your birth chart, because here we have really strong clues about your path of destiny or your path of highest potential. Again, there's different language we can use for this. So these are different ways to chart your course and to really help you get clear about where you want to go, where you want to put your focus from this point onwards. So it's an exciting session, and this already has been taking place for the first wave of women in the program, and it was an exciting process. Session number 2 is all about celebrating your so-called wound. And whenever this word comes up for a lot of people, they want to turn and run in the opposite direction as fast as their legs will carry them, because, you know, rightly so, who wants to dig around in these wounded places? But the fact is, we have all come to the planet with something to heal, both for ourselves at a personal level, and then once we have developed a certain level of compassion for our own wound, we then get to help other people heal a similar theme in their lives. And what I know to be true, and what I have experienced myself, is that those people with a similar theme of, you know, their challenges in life just find us automatically, almost like you know, some kind of homing device which acts as like a tracking mechanism that either leads them to your door. Instinctively, people just know, okay, here's a person who can help me with such and such. And this has been my experience over the past, well, actually probably over a big chunk of my adult life, but certainly over the past 17 to 20 years since I really got on a much more conscious journey of healing. So this photo or drawing here is, of course, the image of Chiron, who is the symbol of the wounded healer. He's the centaur or the archer, half man, half horse, who could not heal his own wound, and yet he became a symbol for healing others. So in the description of this session on my website, I wrap it up by saying something to the tune of, be prepared to wrap up this particular session absolutely celebrating your wound and being just triumphant about the particular themes that, again, we find the clues to the themes of this piece of your own jigsaw puzzle in your birth chart. And also I'll be weaving in some of the teachings from the time I spent at the Barbara Brennan School of Healing. So it's actually a very profound, moving session, and one which I'm actually looking forward to presenting now to the first wave of women just in the next couple of weeks. That one's coming up. Session number 3 is Multidimensional You. This is where, and we actually wove in some of this topic in the group gathering online last night. This is where we start off at the most profound dimension of you, which is in your core star, the divine spark of you, and we bring that essence and we infuse your core essence with the energy of the divine rose, and we bring this beautiful rose infusion divine essence through all the dimensions of your being. We bring it down through your Hara line of intentionality. We stop off at the place of your soul seat. We stop off at your Tantien, like the powerhouse, the engine room within the lower belly of your being. We then ground it, and then we bring this essence down through the 7 levels of your energy field, through your whole aura, down through the chakra system, also in the dimension of your aura. Then we bring it down into the physical body and down into your cells, your DNA, and into your genetic code. And honestly, the energy was like quite off the charts when we did this as a group last night. But we also explore this and explore this whole multi-dimensional aspect of you in this one-to-one context. So at the end of this session, you really are going to go away with a far greater appreciation of you as this multifaceted diamond, basically. It's like you won't see yourself as just an ordinary person or a limited being. So it's a very expansive session, this one. So number 4, we go more into this Hara dimension, and the profound aspect of this soul business session is if there are aspects of your soul that maybe have been off on a holiday somewhere, or that had to leave the full aspect of you due to some kind of trauma, either in this life or in a past life, we get to bring back or retrieve back this lost soul part of you. This is an absolute celebration of a homecoming for any fragments of you that might have been lost at sea or spending time away, gathering and self-protecting. Because what I have experienced both in my own healing journey and in facilitating soul retrieval work for others is that the soul fragment comes back in completely whole and with gifts to bring. And so I chose this image. It's a beautiful Klimt painting, one of my favorite artists, and I chose it because it is very soulful and sensitive, and it brings in the realm of music, beauty. Again, we've got roses here in the background. It brings in art, and these aspects are very much part of our soul's expression. So this is quite a lovely, deep piece of the work that we do one-to-one. Then we move on to session 5. Are you living the dream? So here we go more into the career and lifestyle side of things. So here we go a bit more left brain. And I chose this image because it sort of looks like, well, it's pink and it's got the topiary, so it's sort of like a bit of a girly, womanly kind of office space. I can imagine behind those doors could be a beautiful interior design shop frontage or an executive office for women. But anyway, whatever you interpret in this photo, this is all about, are you in the right job for you? And if you're not, are you wanting to transition into another vocation, another area? Are you wanting to finally pull off the shelf what you are truly passionate about if you are not currently earning your money from the area of your passion? And you know, it may not be that you're out in the workplace. You might be already working from home in self-employment. You might be in some kind of group, sort of alternative health practice. You might be a mum looking after children at home. But this is very much exploring what is the lifestyle that you're wanting? What is your level of work-life balance? So all of these kinds of themes. This actually gets very exciting because we start to tap into your deeper passions for your career and your lifestyle. And, you know, travel, holidays, where do you want to be? Where do you want to be living? Do you like living in a city? Do you like living by the ocean? Do you want to live in the mountains? You know, do you want to do the sea change thing? So it's all of that kind of exploration. So that's lots of fun. I've been working with these themes for many years now, so it's an area that I'm passionate about, and the whole transition from the corporate lifestyle through to self-employment is a journey that I myself have taken, and it's a journey that I help other women, I support other women in transitioning to a new vocation. So, yeah. And this is now session number 6, quite a different, not to say I haven't done sessions using tarot cards or Rumi cards before, but I decided to introduce a session completely devoted to a reading. And I first started reading the tarot back in the early 90s when I lived in Vienna, and I was a member of the Esoteric Society at the UN, at the Vienna International Center. And I particularly love the Crowley pack, and actually this is one of my very favorite cards in the Crowley pack, the Universe card. It has deep personal meaning for me. But I also love the Rumi cards, which I consult on a daily basis. So, yeah, this is like a different angle. And what I find is there are different ways to reach the answers that we are seeking. There are different methodologies that we can apply to get where we want to go. And the ancient wisdom and knowledge that is available to us from these oracles is so profound. It is so symbolic, and you know, this is, of course, is highly right brain, and through imagery and drawing on the right brain. This truly is a magical session. So I look forward to bringing this one to the one-to-one work. And here, session number 7, we go more into health and well-being. And here we've got some absolutely delicious, sumptuous fruits on display. This is a session very close to my heart because part of what I weave in here are a list of 21 recommendations for health and well-being. And these 21 recommendations are information that I have personally put together from my own experience over many years, based on research, based on life experience that I totally trust and believe to be vitally important, as a combination of things. You know, it's not just one area of life where we need to make healthy choices. You know, some people are devoted to teaching about diet. Well, you know, that's absolutely important and wonderful. But diet alone doesn't hold the only key to health, nor does just the topic of exercise, nor does the topic of you know, healthy environment, healthy relationships, clean water, air, sunshine. All of these things play a part. And so this list of 21 items which I bring to this session really make up a much more comprehensive approach. And it's not a case of, okay, you know, if you're not applying all 21 recommendations in your life already, if some people are, some people could you know, very much add to this list to make it even more comprehensive. But it's about bringing in changes in a gradual way that is integratable in a sort of moderated, integratable framework. So, and that's part of what this session is about, identifying, okay, what are you doing now? And what could you be doing that wouldn't take a lot more effort but could have a lot of impact on your life just by a few different things being tweaked here and there? You know, good rest, deep sleep, applying a few basic feng shui principles. So it's a great session, and again, I've been working with this information over many, many years now, so that's on offer to you as well. Here we go into a deeper exploration of different aspects of the rose energy, rose consciousness that provides different functions, different tools, different healing potential. As I was saying before, different colored roses serve to provide different healing functions. And this truly is where we go into a greater level of mystery and magic of what the rose energy has to offer. And in the rose infusion part of this session, needless to say, this becomes a much more advanced exploration of bringing different rose energies into the little nooks and crannies of you where we may not have yet tapped into. This is where we open up even more secret chambers than what we've already opened up until this point. Okay? So, yeah, this is a potent energy. Session number 9. The languages of love. I'm just going to take a sip of water. Hydration is very much one of the things that I highly recommend. So I'm going to walk my talk and have a nice big drink now. And I've been recommending very much already to the women in the program that as we go through, and as I myself continue to receive energetic upgrades for myself, just as each of the participants are receiving an energetic upgrade once a month in the 12 individual sessions, I then make available to you these ongoing, ever-increasing higher frequencies of light, which then get downloaded into you personally, both in your individual sessions and in the group sessions. So this really is a transformational experience, this entire 12-month program, because it builds on the last step. Each step goes to the next level. You go to your next plateau of growth on your own journey. So in this session, we bring in some beautiful teachings of people who are making a massive difference on the planet at this time. And again, you probably already have your own favorite teachers in this realm. I love the teachings of Gary Chapman, who wrote the 5 Love Languages. I also really admire and respect Alison Armstrong for the Queen's Code work and all of her amazing insights of women understanding men more, men understanding women more. Also John Gray, of course, who wrote the Venus-Mars books, very powerful, and the whole Venus themes in this program are very alive and well and kicking. So in this session, we dive into these beautiful pools of love. Just as when I look at this photo, I like to think that there's a couple who's gone for a romantic sunrise or sunset stroll, and they're off in the ocean having a beautiful, delicious swim together. So yes, the languages of love. Oh, now this is a very exciting session, and this has already been test run. The Venus Dinner. You know, I'm actually a Taurian, and just a little bit more information about me. My North Node, my path of highest potential, is in the sign of Libra. So what does that mean? It means that I have a lot of Venusian themes in my chart, in my own personal life journey. And if you were to read a description of, well, you know, what does that mean to have North Node in Libra? It means that this pathway has a few different options in terms of expressing its highest potential. One of them is in like the coaching counseling field, which is something I've been passionate about for the past 12 to 20 years. It also covers things like peacekeeping, which is also what I did for 10, 20 years. Diplomacy, all of those themes I've lived. And another aspect of this particular journey is in the area of interior design, entertaining, and I feel like this is a part of my own personal expression, which I now am needing to bring from the back burner onto the front burner. So, but that's just one reason why I created this Venus dinner as an actual session. Another huge reason for creating this session is that what I have found in the course of my 55 years of living on the planet is that so many people have experienced or have traumatic memories of the meal table, either growing up as a child with unhappy memories around the family dinner table, or watching the 6 o'clock news and while they're having dinner, not having enjoyable dinner conversation. So this is all part of the motivation why I created this session, because there is one rule that applies to this dinner. And when we are having this particular session, either in person in my home here in Noosa, or we have the dinner on Skype if you are at a distance, we each bring 2 dishes to the table, and we get to discuss the menu beforehand if we're eating together. If we're eating separately, then obviously we get to choose the 2 dishes that we most want to be sharing at a distance. And the rule, though, is there is only discussion to be had of happy, enjoyable, pleasurable Venusian topics of love, harmony, health, wealth, fun, pleasure, travel, all of these happy topics of pure sensuality. And we leave behind any sad news, any bad news, and for some people this can be a real challenge. And I'm sure you know what I'm talking about. So this, as I say, has been trialed out with a beautiful colleague of mine, actually, who is a fellow or a sister Taurian, and there was magic and miracles in the air, and truly it became an inspirational experience. It was more than just a dinner, it was an inspirational experience. So that's all I'll say about that one for now. Session 11 takes us into the realm of your world service. Now, it could be that your vocation, your job, your what you're doing work-wise is also going hand in hand with your world service, or it could be that there is something in addition to how you are earning a living that you want to start to really incorporate more into your life, your lifestyle. Maybe it's that you want to go and volunteer in some area. It could be that something inspires you in your community that you want to be part of. It might be that you want to set up some foundation. It might be that you want to contribute financially to some cause, some charity. It could be something absolutely in your back garden. It could be like some, organic vegetable growing organization that you set up that like builds and grows. Or it could be something of more of a global nature. So whether it's local, whether it's global, we bring the same level of focus and sense of importance and intensity to this particular session to really help you get on board with what it is you are passionate about as your world service. Because honestly, when you start going into this realm, this is where a different kind of magic starts to take place. When you start to align yourself with an intention that has a collective good of the whole, or that benefits or profits more than just yourself, oh my God, you start to get what Deepak Chopra would say, the backing of the universe. You see, you know, often our intentions are very personal. But when our intentions are more of a collective nature, that is where the magic of life starts, or it's where we start to harness the power of more of a cosmic energy, really. It boils down to that. So that's a little summary of what this session 11 is all about. And so, keeping still Deepak Chopra in mind here, as you can see, he's had a profound impact upon my life. I actually did, at his center in California, his Synchro Destiny course, and it had a profound influence upon my life. I already was very much passionate about the themes of intentionality, destiny, purpose, all of those things. But then placing or superimposing on top of that these topics of synchronicity, the power of dreams, the signposts of life, coincidence. You know, Carl Jung was the person to first coin the term meaningful coincidence, and as Deepak says, it's a bit of an oxymoron, because there is no such thing as a meaningless coincidence. So we go into all of this terrain, which I am absolutely so passionate about. Because, again, this is where we start to harness the power of universal forces in our own lives, and honestly we get to feel more of being part of the bigger picture of life, and to feel like an important contributor, kind of like both feeling on the one hand like an important contributor, and on the other hand feeling the profoundness of just being like a grain of sand on the beach. So bit of a paradox there, if you want to look at it in those terms. So yes, we go more into the power of dreams, and how when you are really tracking your dreams and recording your dreams, oh my God, the merging between your dream life and your waking life becomes incredibly powerful. So that's kind of a wrap for what these 12 unique sessions are all about. So I hope that that's inspiring for you, and I hope it gives you sort of a taste, combined with the rose infusion component, which is brought into each individual session. So let's look at what this total package is all about. What you get in this 12-month mentoring program is, or it's a membership program, you become members of, well, starting at the bottom, you become a member of a very special community of women who share a common vision, who share a desire to be part of this anchoring of divine love onto the planet at this auspicious time in our human evolution. And if that sounds a bit wordy, I don't mean it to sound wordy, because that's the reality. That's just pure fact. We are here at such an amazing time, and we have the ability to make a massive difference on the planet by being part of this evolution, revolution, kind of like I like to think of it as like a velvet revolution, a bit like what happened in Prague in the early 90s, and the velvet, of course, being very much connected with the rose. So what you get are 12 individual one-to-one sessions with me. Now, I've put here 75 minutes. I don't think any session has finished after 75 minutes yet, but yeah, just know that it's more like 90-minute sessions. But you know, some are shorter than others, some are longer than others. But at the absolute very least, it's 75 minutes. 12 group gatherings. 6 of, if you're here in the vicinity, or are able to jump on a plane. Some women have already indicated if they're those who are interstate or intra-state that they want to come to Noosa for at least one or more of the in-person group gatherings here in my home. The other 6 of the other month apart are online, like these webinars that you see here. They're recorded so as you can replay the group meditation and creative visualization. You get resources, follow-up resources after each of your individual sessions, and regular updates, energy updates, inspirational information, motivational resources, and you also get the benefit of my own regular energetic upgrades from my mentors, so as you are absolutely receiving cutting-edge energy downloads, so to speak, because these are the shifts that are happening on the planet at this time are just ever increasing and going to the next level ongoingly. So that's very much part of what you receive here. You get unlimited email support from me throughout the entire program. So really it's I like, well, I hope that you think that it's a valuable package. And speaking of value, now that the program is up and running and very much underway, I've given the actual value a dollar figure of $550 per month. That's what it's worth in my time that I'm devoting to this. I am absolutely devoted to giving maximum quality in this program, but your price is only $165 per month. Sorry, there should be a dollar sign there. Or a one-time payment of $1,800, which gives you a saving of $180. So $165 per month times 12. What happens is, if you are interested, if you're inspired by this, on my webpage there's a PayPal button, which is like a subscription, like a payment plan times 12, and $165 is put onto your credit card each month. So here is the website with much more detail of those individual sessions. Well, I've articulated the detail here, but for some people who want to read more, this is the website, womenwithacalling.com/inner-sanctuary. And there is absolutely no obligation to continue if this program is not for you. So if you get underway and you decide, no, this is, you know, I don't feel like I'm getting what I wanted here, you simply let me know. and your subscription gets cancelled at that point. So you only pay for what you've received. You only pay for the months that you've been a member. But I think you'll find that there's great value here. But just know that it's totally designed within this structure for your highest good, that within those 12 individual sessions, it's all about how can this benefit your own personal journey. And this is why I wanted to structure this so as you were getting personalized attention and not just a group program, okay? So here's a beautiful photo to finish on, the sacredness, the magic here that is contained within the essence of you, that beautiful part which gets explored to bring forth more of your own divine spark and essence. So again, the website womenwithacalling.com/inner-sanctuary. So if you have any questions, please do send me an email, and I look forward to speaking with you soon. So thanks so much for your interest and your attendance here, and I wish you well, and look forward to making contact. Okay, good night for now.